You see, like maybe this message found you at a very strange point in your life right now, because from the outside you probably look fine and you are functioning and you are still working, you're getting things done, you are answering messages, you're showing up, you're doing what needs to be done, and people might even look at you and think that, wow, you have everything together. Okay, but you know that how tired you actually are. Okay, because there's a difference between looking okay and actually feeling okay. Right? And maybe you have been carrying responsibilities that nobody sees it, and you see, emotions that nobody even knows about, questions that you don't have the answers yet, a future that you are basically like trying to figure it out, like a past that you are still processing, and somehow you have like continue, like you have kept moving, even when you didn't feel like it, even when you were exhausted, even when a part of you just wanted someone else to say to you that, you know what, you don't have to carry this anymore. So let me say it to you now. You don't have to carry everything anymore. Like you have like carried enough. And maybe this next chapter isn't asking you to become stronger. Maybe it's actually like asking you to like basically like finally experience what life like basically feels like, when you don't have to be strong all the time. Like right now you are basically like in between versions of yourself, like there is a strange season that happens after you have changed, like that you are not the same person, you are not the person that you used to be, all right, but you're not completely comfortable with who you are becoming right now. It's all, all of this, it's an in-between. And you may feel like a little lost right now, a little emotionally unpredictable. Because one day you feel excited about your future, and the next day you are strangely sad, and one moment you feel like, oh, I'm finally moving forward, and then suddenly you miss something you thought you already released, and you wonder, why am I feeling this way? Okay, but maybe nothing is wrong, okay, and maybe you are simply adjusting, because transformations isn't only about gaining something new. Sometimes transformations means that grieving what you are leaving behind, okay, and the old identity and the old relationships, the old environment, the old dreams that you have, even the version of yourself, who once felt familiar, and it's okay to grieve that, okay, nothing wrong. Like, you can be excited about where you're going right now with all this uncertainty that you have, okay, and still miss, where you should have been, or where you should, on where and what you should choose, Two things can be true at once, okay, and you can be healing and still have a difficult days, like, yeah, and you can be grateful, okay, you can be grateful and still want something more, okay, you can love your life right now, okay, and still want to change it, because you don't have to choose one emotions and reject the other, okay, because you are allowed to be human through the transitions that you are in right now, okay, because you see, you have been surviving for so long, right? Maybe you have become really good at surviving in all these years, you know how to keep going, how to solve the problems, how to stay productive, how to push your emotions aside, and how to say that, you know what, I will deal with it later. And then later, you know, the later becomes months, and then becomes years. All right, you become like so used to carrying everything that you forget that you're basically carrying anything at all. You forget. Okay, like it's just become so normal. You know, the tension in your shoulders, I mean, I am tripping with my word right now. It's like the tension in your shoulders, the overthinking, the constant planning that you have, the need to know what's going to happen next, and the feeling that if you relax, something might even go wrong. And eventually you don't know how to simply exist. You know how to manage life, okay? But do you know how to experience it? Because when was the last time that you laughed so hard that you couldn't even breathe, you know? When was the last time that you got genuinely excited about something? Okay, all right, when? Okay, because you see, when was the last time that you look at the sunset and you just relax and watch the sunset? When? Right? Like, you see, and didn't, like, you see, all of those, like, while you're doing those things, did you immediately think about your responsibilities at that moment? When was the last time that you did something simply because it felt so good and relaxing and very calm? Not because it was productive, okay? Not because like, oh, it looks so impressive, like that's why you did those, like just because that you wanted to. All right, maybe that's the part of you that's actually like, you know, it's coming back. Yep, it's coming back. And you see, like, you're not supposed to just witness your life. Remember this, because there is a difference between observing your life and participating in it, okay? Maybe you have spent the past few years watching yourself, analyzing yourself, you know, like healing yourself, you know, understanding yourself, reading about yourself, trying to figure out why you are the way that you are, okay? And, you know, yes, that word matters. Self-awareness matters. Reflections matters, you know. Healing matters. But you can spend so much time studying life that you actually forget to actually live it. You can spend so much time preparing for happiness that you never allow yourself to basically, truthfully experience the happiness, right? You don't need to have everything figured out before you participate, you know, like you don't need to be like completely confident before you go. You don't need to know exactly where something will lead you, okay? You don't need certainty. Sometimes you just need curiosity. And what happens if I say yes? Oh, maybe you tell to yourself, oh, what happens if I try? What happens if I let myself enjoy this? What happens if I stop controlling every outcome, you know? Like, that is where life begins to feel alive again, alright? Because you see, the blessings may not look like what you expect sometimes, because we imagine a blessing as something enormous, you know, a huge amount of money, the dream job, you know, like the perfect relationships, a life-changing opportunity, and maybe those things do come, but sometimes like the blessing is actually much more quieter, because it's a waking up and realizing that, oh, you don't feel heavy anymore. It's meeting someone who makes you laugh unexpectedly, and you see, realizing that you're peaceful. It's so peaceful, all right? And it's finding yourself excited about something again, like it's seeing the oceans and feeling something inside you soften. It's having a random Tuesday and thinking, wow, I'm actually happy to be here, all right? Because like those moments can look insignificant from the outside, but when Okay, part 2, I guess. Okay, so you see, like, you have been surviving for so long time, for a long time, because they are everything, all those random Tuesday, all those like enjoying the views or whatever that you love to do, you see, because you see, sometimes the greatest blessing isn't like getting a completely different life. It's finally being able to feel the life that you already have right now. Okay? And remember this, your spark is coming back right now. Maybe you have noticed something lately, like a small spark, like a random idea, a desire, like basically to create something, a desire to like travel, a desire to like dress differently, a desire to meet new people, a desire to fall in love again, a desire to start something that you have been putting off, a desire to wake up and actually, enjoy your mornings. Don't dismiss that. You don't have to immediately turn it into a 5-year plan. Just notice it, because after a long periods of survival, desire can feel unfamiliar. You might think that, oh, why do I suddenly want this? Because you're basically like, your soul is telling you that, oh, you are coming back to yourself. Okay, there's a version of you underneath all the responsibilities that you have been holding on, underneath the fear, underneath the overthinking, that still wants to experience things. Your soul, like, they still want to dream, they still want to create, you still want to fall in love with life again and again. Maybe that part of you didn't disappear. Maybe it was simply waiting for you to feel safe enough to let it speak again, and now you are beginning to hear it. Okay, like, you see, like, you are a co-creator of your life. Okay, I want you to remember something, because your life isn't something that simply happens to you, like, you have influence, choices, agency. You are allowed to participate in creating the life that you want. Maybe you can't control every circumstance. You can't control who stays with you, who leave you. You can't control every opportunities that come and go, right? You can't control the timing sometimes. You can't control what other people do or did you dirty. But you can actually control how you're gonna respond to it. Like, you can basically like choose what you stop tolerating. You can choose what you give your attention to. You can choose where your energy goes, and you can choose to start over again. And sometimes, and that's enough. That's enough for you. You don't have to manifest every single thing like to detail. You don't have to like know exactly like how the universe will make everything happen right in front of you. Like, you simply need to meet life halfway, dream and then move, hope and then act on it. You pray and then you participate in it. You trust and still take the step. Alright? Because you see, sometimes you are the sign, you are the sign. Sometimes the answers comes through the decisions that you finally made, No one else gonna help you unless it is you. Okay? Like, surrender. I want you to surrender. And maybe the biggest lesson of these seasons, is actually surrender. Not giving up, not becoming passive, not saying that, oh, whatever happens, happens. Okay, what do I mean by surrender? Surrender means that you tell to yourself that, oh, you know what, I will do my part, but I will stop trying to control everything. I will make the decisions, I will take the step, I will show up, and then I will allow life to basically like meet me there. You don't have to know exactly when the next blessing will arrive. You don't have to predict who will bring it to you. You don't have to force it sometimes. You don't have to chase every possibilities. Some things become available when you finally make room for them. So perhaps, it's like it's time to put something down. The need to know, the need to control the things, the need to have everything figured out, the belief that you have to carry everyone that you met, the belief that rest must be earned, the belief that life has to be difficult in order to be meaningful. Okay, so I want you to put it down, put everything down, so you can breathe, so you can say to yourself that I don't have to carry this anymore. Okay, because you see, there are beautiful moments ahead of you that you cannot see it yet, right? Because we are not a fortune teller, we are not a psychic, we don't have a superpower to predict the future, right? And it is beyond human limitations to predict the future based on scientifically, all right? So there are always beautiful moments. Just have faith in yourself, because you see, not because like I can promise you exactly what will happen, but because life is actually full of moments that you cannot predict sometimes. Conversations that you haven't had, a place that you haven't visited, a person, friends, or you haven't met yet, a song that you haven't heard, a dream that you haven't even imagined that you will have that in future, a version of yourself that you haven't even become, or you couldn't expect that you could become that person. You don't know what is actually like waiting around the corner, and that's the beauty of being alive. Yeah, you don't need to know, all right? So stop trying to experience the future before it arrives. Come back to yourself, come back to today, live in the present, look around, feel your feet on the ground, notice the sunlight, notice the air, notice your breath, look at the people that you love, make something, go somewhere, laugh, go dance, create something, try something that you haven't tried, rest, let yourself be surprised, because perhaps your next chapter isn't about becoming stronger, right? Like perhaps it's about like becoming more alive, yeah. You have carried enough, analyzed enough, you have survived enough, you have spent enough time wondering when life will like finally begin. But you know what? Life is actually already here, and you are here too. So let yourself participate and let yourself dream again. Like experience the joy without immediately wondering when it will disappear. Let yourself receive without feeling guilty. Let yourself love without needing guarantees. Let yourself live without needing to know the ending. And if you have been waiting for a sign, maybe this is it. You don't have to carry the old weight into the new chapter. Take the wisdom, lift the burden that you had, take the lessons, leave the fear that you have, embrace it, embrace your fear, take the strength, leave the armor, and I want you to walk forward, not as someone who has everything figured out, but as someone who finally trusts yourself enough to experience life again. Because there's still so much thing waiting for you. So many things. Yeah. That's it. Bye.